കഴിഞ്ഞ ദിവസം നമ്മൾ theorem 6.1 discuss ചെയ്തു. In that theorem we have seen that the sum of the gems at endpoints of the domain of a increasing function can be made less than or equal to f of b minus f of a. അതിൻ്റെ കോൺസിക്വൻസ് ആയിട്ട് നമുക്ക് theorem 6.2 പ്രൂവ് ചെയ്യാം. This theorem states that if f is monotonic on AB, then the set of discontinuities of f is countable. എന്നുവെച്ചാൽ ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു മോണോട്ടോണിക് ഫംഗ്ഷൻ എടുത്താൽ അതിന്റെ ഡിസ്കണ്ടിന്യൂറ്റീസ് അറ്റ് ദ മോസ്റ്റ് കൗണ്ടബിൾ നമ്പർ ഓഫ് ഡിസ്കണ്ടിന്യൂറ്റീസേ ഉണ്ടാവുള്ളൂ എന്നാണ് അർത്ഥം. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യുന്നത്, സപ്പോസ് വി ഹാവ് എ ഫംഗ്ഷൻ എഫ് ആൻഡ് ഇഫ് ദർ ഇസ് എ പോയിന്റ് ഓൺ എ ബി, സപ്പോസ് ദിസ് ഇസ് സം എക്സ് inside this AB, then if f is not continuous at this point x, then we can say that the left hand limit and right hand limit of if that function is increasing, then left hand limit and right hand limit exist, and that will not be equal. Okay, idana discontinuity undavulla monotonically increasing function otte possibility. That if x is a point of discontinuity, then there should exist a gem, a positive gem. This distance is what we call the positive gem. ഏത് ഡിസ്കണ്ടിന്യൂറ്റി എടുത്താലും അവിടെ ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു ജംപ് എക്സിസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യും. ഓക്കെ, സോ ഫോർ എവറി പോയിന്റ് ഓഫ് ഡിസ്കണ്ടിന്യൂറ്റി വി ക്യാൻ കൺസിഡർ ദി ജംപ് അറ്റ് ദാറ്റ് പോയിന്റ്. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ഓൾവേസ് എ പോസിറ്റീവ് ജംപ്. അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ we will prove that this f is if this f is monotonic, then the point of discontinuity is set of points of discontinuity is countable. എന്ന് പ്രൂവ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യുന്നത്, ഫസ്റ്റ് we define a set Sm. Okay, we know that if x belongs to if any x belongs to that AB and or the open interval AB, then if x belongs to AB is a point of discontinuity, then we can say that f of x plus minus f of x minus this is always greater than 0. Okay, so you can find an m such that this is always this quantity is always greater than 1 by m. Since this is positive, means you can easily find an m such that this quantity is greater than 1 by m. Okay, so if we choose any x, a point of discontinuity corresponding to that x, you can find or you can construct a set Sm that corresponds from AB such that jump at, okay, or we will write that as f of x plus minus f of x minus. Okay, so this is always greater than 1 by m. Okay, so if we choose any point of discontinuity that is always a jump corresponding to this m, then that will be an element of Sm. Okay, and if we have suppose S is a set of all point of discontinuity, then this S is always nothing but union m equal to 1 to infinity Sm. Now what this S is the set of S is the set of discontinuities, point of discontinuities of f. Okay, ഇത് വളരെ ഈസി ആയിട്ട് പ്രൂവ് ചെയ്യാം. If we choose any point x belongs to AB which is a point of discontinuity, then there should exist a positive gem, then correspondingly that x belongs to this m. Okay, this Sm. Okay, so we can say that S is contained in union m equal to 1 to infinity Sm. Obviously, if we have a point from this RHS, x belongs to m equal to 1 to union m equal to 1 to infinity Sm, then that x should exist one of these sets Sm. If that x belongs to Sm, then we can say that the gem that x is always greater than 1 by m. Okay, that means that is a point of discontinuity. Sm ഈ പറയുന്ന യൂണിയനും സെയിം ആണെന്ന് പറയാൻ പറ്റും. Now if we choose a certain number of points x1, x2, etc., xn minus 1, a certain number of points, if you choose any n minus 1 number of points from this Sm, എന്ത് സംഭവിക്കും? ഈ പറയുന്ന നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ആർബിട്രറി, this n minus 1 is arbitrary. If Sm contains infinitely many elements, then you can choose any finite number of elements from that set. Then the idea is you can write it as n minus n. ഈ പറയുന്ന n minus m elements ഉണ്ട്. ഇത് നമ്മൾ കഴിഞ്ഞ തിയറത്തിലും പ്രൂവ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നത് എന്താണ്? If we sum up all those gems, this k is equal to 1 to n minus 1. At all these points, f of xk plus minus f of xk minus, this is always dominated by f of b minus f of a. ഇതാണ് നമ്മൾ നേരത്തെ പ്രൂവ് ചെയ്തെടുത്തത്. പക്ഷേ നമുക്കറിയാം, in this case, this gem, if we choose x1, x2, xm from Sm, and these are the points from each xi is from Sm, any Sm, then we can say that this gem is always greater than 1 by m. Okay, so if you replace each quantity by 1 by m, then we can get n minus 1 times 1 by m, that is this one. Okay, this is always greater than or equal to summation k equal to 1 to n minus 1 f of xk plus minus f of xk minus is always less than or equal to f of b minus f of a. Clear ആണെന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുന്നു. കാരണം this quantity is always greater than 1 by m. So you can write it as strict greater than, this is not equal to greater than or equal to, so this is strict greater than, is strictly greater than this one. Now you can say that if you choose any number of elements, that is always less than or equal to. So from this you can say that this n is always less than m times f of b minus f of a plus 1. Okay, so this n is dominated. So if we choose, we can choose at the most this much numbers from Sm. This shows that Sm is bounded. Each Sm is bounded for m equal to 1, 2, 3, etc. So not bounded, it's finite. Okay, so the number of elements from this Sm is always bounded by this quantity. So which shows that this each Sm is finite. Then S equal to union m is equal to 1 to infinity Sm. Okay, so this is a union of countable sets. Each set is finite, in fact. So this implies S is finite. S is countable. Union of finite set. Union of finite sets. Hence it is countable. Hence it is countable. As we know that this S need not be finite, because if S1 contains 1 element, S2 contains 2 elements, S3 contains 3 elements, then the union need not be finite. Okay, so this is S is always countable. Okay, so from this we can immediately say that Sm is finite. Sm is finite for all m. Consequently, we can get this one. Okay, so this theorem 6.2 ന്റെ proof ആണ്. ഇതൊരു consequence of 6.1 ആണെന്ന് വേണമെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് പറയാൻ പറ്റും. Okay, next we will discuss the definition of functions of bounded variation. First നമുക്ക് definition പറയാം. അതിന് പിന്നെ suppose we have a function like this. Suppose we have a function defined on a closed interval. Functions of bounded variation പറയുന്ന എല്ലായ്പ്പോഴും ഒരു compact interval ആയിരിക്കും. That means this f is from ab to r. ഇത്തരം ഫംഗ്ഷൻസിനെയാണ് നമ്മൾ ബൗണ്ടഡ് വേരിയേഷൻ ഫംഗ്ഷൻ ആണോ അല്ലയോ എന്ന് വെരിഫൈ ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത്. Okay, suppose we have a function f from ab to r. Okay, now you consider a partition of this ab. Let p is equal to set of all x0, which is equal to a, and x1 etc xn, which is equal to b, and satisfying the condition that x0 less than x1 less than etc less than xn, which will form a partition for this interval. Say this is x1, in fact this is x0, this is x2, and all the way up to xn. Now you consider how you define delta fk. If you have this partition, then this partition makes this AB into n subintervals, say x0, x1, this is the first subinterval, and etc. Xn minus 1, xn. Okay, you have this P contains n plus 1 points, but these n plus 1 points makes this AB into n subintervals. Riemann integral definition partition form there should exist subintervals. Okay, so corresponding to each subinterval we define delta fk. Delta fk is equal to this f of xk minus f of xk minus 1. Okay, തൊട്ടടുത്തുള്ള അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഈ പറയുന്ന kth സബ് n points ഉപയോഗിച്ച് f evaluate ചെയ്യുക, അതിന്റെ ഡിഫറൻസ് എടുക്കുക. That is what we called the delta fk. Okay, delta fk എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് അടുത്തടുത്തുള്ള രണ്ട് പോയിന്റ്സ് കൺസിക്യൂട്ടീവ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള പോയിന്റ്സ് xk minus 1 എടുക്കുന്നു, f of xk minus f of xk minus 1 evaluate ചെയ്യുന്നു, അപ്പോൾ എടുത്ത് ക്വാണ്ടിറ്റി എന്താണോ അതാണ് delta fk. So this can be defined for any subinterval. So this is true for k is equal to 1, 2, etc. n. നമുക്ക് n sums കിട്ടും, n differences കിട്ടും. Okay, so that corresponding to this x1, x2, we will have, this is our f of x1, and in this case this is our f of x2. Okay, so f of x2 minus f of x1 is this much distance. Okay, and if we have x3 is here, suppose our x4 is here, then our f of x3 will be here. Okay, so this will be our f of x3, and the corresponding f of x4 is at here. Okay, so this will be our f of x4. Then f of x4 minus f of x3 will give this much distance. Okay, so correspond അതുപോലെ x2 x3 എടുത്താൽ f of x3 minus f of x2 അത് ഇവാലുവേറ്റ് ചെയ്യണം. സോ അങ്ങനെ ഓരോന്നും ഇവാലുവേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ഓരോ സബ് ഇന്റർവലിനും കറസ്പോണ്ടിങ് ടു ഡെൽറ്റ f1 ഡെൽറ്റ f2 എക്സെട്ര ഇവാലുവേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. ഓക്കെ, സോ നൗ യു ഡിഫൈൻഡ് summation k equal to 1 to n mod delta fk. Okay, so consider all these distances, whatever be the sign of this f of xk and f of xk minus 1, you evaluate, you find the you need to take the moduli of all these. Okay, delta fk. ഇതെല്ലാം കൂടെ ആഡ് ചെയ്യുക. ഈ പറയുന്ന ആഡ് ചെയ്ത് കിട്ടുന്ന ക്വാണ്ടിറ്റീനെ നമ്മൾ സം കറസ്പോണ്ടിങ് ടു പാർട്ടീഷൻ പി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് നമുക്ക് തൽക്കാലത്തേക്ക് റെപ്രസെന്റ് ചെയ്യാം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ വഴിയെ നമ്മൾ തന്നെ റെപ്രസെന്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് സം കറസ്പോണ്ടിങ് ടു partition P. So for each partition P of AB, there should exist this sum. Okay, if this sum is bounded, okay, bounded by a finite quantity m, this is for all partition P. P of P belongs to P of AB. P of AB means set of all partitions of AB. ഓരോ പാർട്ടീഷൻ എടുക്കുക, ഏത് പാർട്ടീഷൻ എടുത്താലും അതിന്റെ കറസ്പോണ്ടിങ് സം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എന്തായിരിക്കണം, ലെസ് ദാൻ m ആയിരിക്കണം. Okay, if this is true for every partition P, we can say that the sum is the set of all sum. Okay, so then we can say that this sum corresponding to every partition such that P belongs to P of AB is bounded. ഈ സെറ്റ് എന്തായിരിക്കും, ബൗണ്ടഡ് സെറ്റ് ആയിരിക്കും. ഇത് ഇങ്ങനെ സംഭവിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഇത് ബൗണ്ടഡ് ആണെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ പറയും if this set is bounded, if this is this statement is true, then we can say that this is bounded. Okay, so if this is bounded, then P is then f is called function of bounded variation. Okay, this is the definition. വളരെ എളുപ്പത്തിൽ ഒരു എക്സാമ്പിൾ നമ്മൾ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിൽ, if we consider function f of x equal to x where x belongs to 0, 1. ഓക്കെ, അങ്ങനെ ഫംഗ്ഷൻ എടുത്താൽ നമുക്കറിയാം ഇത് വളരെ ഒബ്വിയസ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഗ്രാഫാണ്. അതിൻ്റെ 0 തുടങ്ങി 1 വരെ ആയിരിക്കും ഇതിൻ്റെ പോയിന്റ്സ് ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കും. ദിസ് ഇസ് ദ ഗ്രാഫ് ഓഫ് f of x equal to x, this is 0 and this is 1. ഇതിൻ്റെ പ്രത്യേകത, if you choose any partition of this, okay, if we choose any partition here, then we can say that suppose this is our f of 1, f of x1, and if this is our f of x2, and if this is our f of x3. Suppose this is an arbitrary partition x3. This partition this sum, what is the sum corresponding to this partition? Okay. If we consider the sum, if p is equal to x0, that is equal to 0, x1, x2, etc., xn, which is equal to b, then this, what is the sum corresponding to this partition? Okay, so that will be summation delta k equal to 1 to n, delta 1 to n, delta fk. Okay, mod delta fk. Then what is mod delta f1? That is, this will be equal to mod delta f1 plus mod delta f2 plus etc. mod delta fn. Then what is delta fk? Here delta fk is equal to, delta fk can be written as f of xk minus f of xk minus 1. So this is the definition of delta fk. Okay, so we know that what is f of x? F of x equal to x itself. So this will be xk, and this is also xk minus 1. So this delta fk will be xk minus xk minus 1. That means delta, what is delta f1? That x1 minus x0 k ki 1 kodutha. Similarly, you can write this is x2 minus x1 plus etc. The last one will be xn minus xn minus 1. So this is nothing but the length of the subintervals. Delta f1, delta f2 function corresponding at these are the length of the subintervals. Or the other way, you can cancel these numbers. X1 can be cancelled, x2 can be cancelled, etc. All the way up to this xn minus 1 can be cancelled. So the remaining will be xn minus x0. That is nothing but b minus a here. That is 1 minus 0, that is equal to 1. Okay, we would have this b is equal to 1 and this 0 is our a. So in case f of x equal to x in the case sigma of p, that is summation k equal to 1 to n delta modulus of delta fk is always a finite quantity 1. That is nothing but the length of the interval, whole interval. Okay, we can say that this is always less than or equal to 1 for every partition p belongs to p of a. This function f of x equal to x is a function of, for this f is a function of bounded variation. This function bounded variation verify. Which functions corresponding partition sum sum bounded. So that is the definition of function of bounded variation. F of x equal to x function. Suppose we have an increasing function. Okay, f is an increasing function or decreasing. Decreasing if f is an increasing function on AB. Okay, then what happens? Then if we choose any p belongs to partition of AB, this p of AB is set up for partition. Say p is equal to x0, which is equal to a, etc., etc., xn, which is equal to b. Okay, then the sum corresponding to this partition, that is sigma of p, that is denoted by this sigma of p, that is nothing but k equal to 1 to n modulus of delta fk. Okay, but this summation will be always equal to, this is summation k equal to 1 to n. What is modulus of delta f of xk? That is f of modulus of f of xk minus f of xk minus 1. Okay, but we know that this number is always this f of xk is always greater than or equal to f of xk minus 1 because this function is increasing. We have assumed that this f is increasing, so modulus of this will be same as summation k equal to 1 to n f of xk minus f of xk minus 1. f of xk modulus this modulus is always same as this quantity. Okay, or you can if that function is explicitly given, you can write the image of this f of this image of xk under this f. Okay, here we cannot write the explicit image of this f of xk, but we know that this modulus can be avoided for this, because f of xk is always greater than or equal to f of xk minus 1. Now you add these numbers. Okay, so that will be equal to, the first one will be, if you put k is equal to 1 in the summation, you can get, this is f of x1 minus f of x naught, plus the second term will be f of x2 minus f of x1, and all the way up to f of xn minus 1 minus f of xn. Now you can cancel these numbers. Okay, f of x1 can be cancelled, f of x2 can be cancelled, etc. This is f of xn minus f of xn minus 1. Okay, so all the way up to this f of xn minus 1 can be cancelled. So the remaining will be f of xn minus f of x naught. Okay, that will be f of b minus f of a. Okay, so for an arbitrary increasing function, each sum is bounded by, or you can take that m as this number. Okay, so we can say that this f is a function of bounded variation. ഇത് അടുത്ത തിയറം ആയിട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ ടെക്സ്റ്റിൽ പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഐ തിങ്ക് തിയറം 6.3 or something. തിയറം 6.3. Every 6.3 or 6.4, every monotonically increasing function, or if f is a monotonically increasing or monotonic function on AB, then f is of bounded variation. The theorem 6.5 ആണ്. 6.3 and 6.4 ഒക്കെ definitions of bound variations ലാണ് വരുന്നത്. Okay, so theorem 6.5 says that if f is increasing function, then this is bounded by f of b minus f of a. If this is decreasing, the only difference is, if this is decreasing, the only difference is this sum, this modulus can be replaced by f of xk minus 1 minus f of xk. Okay, instead of this f of xk minus f of xk minus 1. So that is the only difference. So in that case, if decreasing case, you will have this is f of x naught minus f of x1 and f of x1 minus f of x2, etc., etc. So you can cancel these numbers. Okay, the remaining will be f of x naught minus, the sum will be f of x naught minus f of xn, that is f of a minus f of b. Okay, that is also bounded. So in each case, if we replace these two conditions by a monotonic function, if f is a monotonic function on AB, then f is of bounded variation. Okay, this is theorem 6.5.